Very well, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Vagrant Story. Last time, it's been a long episode, 40 minutes, more than 40 minutes. But we cleared a bunch of this dungeon, which I haven't mentioned. These are the abandoned mines B1. There's gonna be a B2 later on, which is very annoying. But yeah, we have now the ancient sigil needed to unlock that one. If we keep going from here, there's a room with a couple goblins. But most importantly, in this room, okay, you degenerate me, sure. There is a free heal panel on the right hand side. If you just stick to the wall, there it is. Very nice, the game gives me that. Now I will go ahead and re-equip to deal with these guys. So, our short sword. And I will silence the caster, because I don't want to deal with that guy. Yeah, I've been degenerated. Yeah, keep healing me, I don't care. Let's quickly silence the caster. How about that? Stoning impact. Good. Unfortunately, I'm degenerated, so I'm not able to do a lot of damage, although that was a critical hit. Critical hits are still good. And the heal panel is a godsend in this room because I can just clear my risk for free every time I want. So I can just go for like big chains. I don't really care. Oh, that was low. Got rid of my risk. Try again. And as long as this guy is silenced, then I can't do shit to me. As for your information, silence is permanent. Unless you remove it with an item, it won't go away. I mean, it will go away if you leave the room, but it's not like enemies can leave the room they're in. And if you leave the room, they will lose their silence. But you get it. Once you silence an enemy, unless they have items that can remove it, they're pretty much stuck with it. Also, one thing about silence that's interesting: silence can be removed by casting a spell on yourself. Like if someone is silenced, actually, let me grab. Yeah, hang on. Demon Scale, Dark Affinity, let's grab that one. If you're silenced and an enemy will cast a spell on you, the silence will go away. And sometimes enemies will do that. If you got two casters and you silence one of them, the other one will try to maybe buff him, so the silence will go away. Unfortunately, for you, if you're silent, enemies will stop casting spells on you. They will start going physical, because they know that will remove your silent status. Alright, unlock the door from the other side. The bats here have respawned, right? The dirges have respawned. I could just try to ignore them, to be honest, but they're just gonna hit me out of this grabbing animation. Okay, they're out of range. And I don't want to use break hearts. And just pull out my spearing, maybe? That will help. It's got a good... I did not mean to hit that. They are not coming down here. There we go, that's one. Get out of here. Thank you. I'll try to jump on the block too. Gives me a bit more height. Bloodsuck again. Ready Sin's attack. It's actually not that hard to block it once you get the timing down. You have to press when the bat rears up to attack. That's the timing. Losing a lot of health here. That's not good. That's fine though. Heal's very cheap anyway. Alright then. So let's open this door. And this is another of those time challenges. The first room is completely empty, nothing to worry about. So I'm just gonna hurry up to the next one. This one will probably have a dog. And probably that's the only enemy we need to contend with. Thankfully time stops when you chain. So nothing to worry about there. And again, if you somehow manage to fail this, you just have to restart it. Ashley made it through. And this will put us in front of the second save point, right? Yeah, a bunch of these guys. A lot of them. Alright, let's put back our short sword. Let's silence the caster. and just do what we've been doing all this time. Really. Let me check my chains. Yes, you still have dueling impact on triangle. Good. You. I want to target you. Yes. And you're silenced. So you can only do this now, which I can easily block. Let me get rid of the pests first. Then we'll get the captain. Or the caster, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, you're down. There's a crossbow guy on my right. Usually crossbow guys don't have a lot of defense. Okay. So for example here, I was talking about silence before. If I were to cast the generator on this guy, I would also remove the silence status. That's why I'm not doing it. I could obviously I could just reapply it. That is an option, but I don't really feel like doing it. I'm lazy. Ooh. Oh, we're gonna get big risk increases now. And I'm maxed out, right? Yep. Full 100 risk. I just wanted to do that big chain, I guess. It's still gonna give me like what it was, like 15 points. The word. Toward learning new chain, so that wasn't entirely useless. Okay, and sure, I'll drop a root as well. All right. One thing about big chains is once you hit 14, you will be at 100 risk, so you might as well keep going because risk is not going higher than that. Okay, and there you go. We are at 0 risk, just like that. That's a mimic. You can easily tell it's a mimic because I can target it. Unfortunately, one thing I would have loved is using the unlocked spells on mimic would actually do something. Like maybe a chance to insta-kill them. That would have been pretty cool, but fortunately, not the case. Let's get rid of that guy. This room is the dead end anyway. You don't really have to visit it. I'm just doing it for completion to show that there's a room here, because we'll be back to it. It's not exactly a dead end. I mean, it is right now. There's just a door that we cannot open because we're missing the key. And it is an optional door. Like, you don't have to open it to finish the game, but I just wanted to show it off. Needs the silver key. It'll take a while before we can get the silver key, which does open a fair amount of rooms in the game, actually. Not just that one. It is a required. I think, yeah, it is required. It is required to finish the game. So that way is the boss. I want to go this way first. This is 2 goblins and a mimic, right? Pretty sure. I could just go for the mimic, actually. I have the spear. Yeah, just go for the mimic. Get rid of you first. Fast. Tail, tail, tail. Okay, there's a captain and there is a normal goblin. So switch over to the short sword. And our usual stuff. Oh, you managed to do that. I must be barely in range for you to do it. Oh well. Stop casting spells, please. Still doing a lot of this guy. I like that human +1. I need more of those. I might be able to show you a cool thing by the end of the episode. A very remote mechanic of this game, which is kind of documented. It's not like that it's unknown, but it is hard to do. Oh, great. Another one of these. Sure, unlock it. 62% chance. We'll see. And again, if I miss it, I just have to try again. Good. Opened it. Alright, what do we have? Change leaf. Good. A salamander ring, which is not the second accessory. Fine. That's nice. This is very good. We'll see what it does in a minute. The mana breaker is a very weird gem. Increases the chance to evade magical attacks by 20%. It must be equipped on a shield. Now, this looks good on paper. Okay? Because it gives you a 20% evade on magic. But keep in mind, your spells are also spells. They're also magic. So if you're trying to heal yourself with this gem on, you'll see that you have an 80% chance. Also your buffs, like Prostasia, or the one for the armor we found before. They're all magic. They will miss if you have this on, because you'll have an 80% chance of hitting. Sage's Elixir, and the Grimoire Undine. Or Undine. Probably Undine. I'm not sure what's the... Oh, great. What's the right pronunciation for that? I mean, come on. Okay, I'm not gonna stand here and do... Okay, wait. Let him do an attack. Thank you. This time I will show you the fact that if you degenerate this guy, or rather if you cast a spell on a silent entity, it will remove the silence. And there we go, silence is gone. But you know, thankfully I can just do that, reapply. And he's silenced now. Okay. He's down. So that Undine thing will be very useful. As a matter of fact, now we have the boss fight, and I will show you exactly what those Grimoires do. At least one of them. Actually, we'll see both of them. So if I use the Ignifuge, Grimoire, Pyro Guard, I get resist fire effect. And if I go under my status, you will see what I did. Yeah, over here. As you can see, the shield's affinity now is raised to 57 water, minus 73 water. Yeah, minus 73 water, minus 63 water, and plus 58 fire. And the armor, as you can see, have pretty much had the same effect. Now, annoying thing about it, if you change anything, any piece of armor or a weapon, it will go away. Just like Prostasia. If you change anything about your equipment, it will disappear. It does last for a fair amount of time. Now let's go in and see what this boss is all about. There are two bosses we have to fight. They're kind of back to back, a couple of rooms in between. But this is the first one. So this guy is a fire elemental. So common sense would say to equip as many fire protection as possible. As a matter of fact, I will go to my quad shield and switch this Dragonite off with the Salamander, but with the Salamander Ruby, which unfortunately it's not here because it's on my spear. So we'll remove that from my spear real quick. Because this gives me fire affinity, it'll be great to have on the shield. Because if I put it on the weapon, I'm not going to do any damage, because this guy, you can bet, he resists fire quite a bit. So more affinity, more fire affinity for my shield. Now, I will go ahead and change my equipment, which will get rid of my fire protection, but whatever. Because my Salamander Ring does just that. Look at that. 15 fire. And minus 10 water. So it will make my water attack that I will build in a minute a little weaker, but the fire defense is great. Also gives 3 strength and 3 intelligence and a bunch of type protection that this one does not give. So it is vastly superior to the root necklace. Once we've done that, I think if we... Yeah, that resist fire is gone. So let's be a good boy and analyze this guy. We'll find different elementals throughout the course of the game of different elements. They pretty much have the same stats with the exception of what their element is. So I will analyze this one, and for the others I won't really bother. They have no equipment. As you can see, this guy is very resistant to fire and not a lot to water. And if when we fight the air one, it will be very resistant to air and not to earth. So yeah, they're pretty much just switching these affinities around. Type-wise, they have a big resistance to piercing everywhere. Edged and blunt not so much, with blunt being the best option we have. And this pretty much is true for all elementals. So we need blunt water. Okay. See what we can do about that. And if you remember, we do have a Goblin Club, but it's blunt. It is not water, but we can remedy that real quick. Let's do attached gems, weapons. Goblin Club. We do have the Undyne Jasper, or the Undine, which gives me 15 water. That's barely enough because physical was 10, but water is 12, so now it'll be a water weapon. And if that wasn't enough still, we might have to instill it. Hang on. Yeah, a little bit. But before we even attack this guy, we could degenerate him, sure, but that won't really do much. Might as well do it. It won't hurt to degenerate him. I do have to equip fire protection on my abilities, though. On defense, I will go for... Oh, you already have fireproof. Good. And I will cast the Grimoire Undine to put water on my weapon. Now, keep in mind that these elemental buffs, you can only have one of them or Prostasia. If you cast another one, it'll cancel the previous one. So you can really power up either your weapon, or your armor, or your overall strength with Prostasia. This also means that if an enemy does a similar debuff on you, you can counter by casting any of those buffs. And there we go. Let's just do this. Oh, what? Shoot my chain. Instilled. Word of advice, do not hit their arms if you can, because they're very chain resistant. Go for the body instead. It is less accurate to go for the body, but your chain chance is higher. Yeah, this is pretty good right now. He's probably gonna get just one attack off. They don't have a lot of HP. Yeah, there you go. And we're Dark Devil now. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and press circle. Stop giving me HP, game. You do get electric points for more HP. Glimmer Flamme, which contains the spell Flame Sphere. I believe this guy can cast it. You can cast Fireball that you've seen. You can cast this spell, and he also has items to restore MPs if he runs out. And 100 MPs, sure. I'll grab all of that stuff. So cool. That's how you kill an elemental. Just buff yourself with the opposite element and go for it. This is a little puzzle that's not that complicated. Just a few boxes. You destroy all of them but one. And push this one a couple blocks away. And there you go. Moving on. Feel like we have just a couple of rooms before the boss of this area. And here we're gonna change back to... Yeah, to give you an idea. No, it's ready to run out. The buff run out. No, actually I have to go to status to see it, but yeah. Doesn't matter. Change to the short sword. Let's get these guys. But yeah, all elementals are pretty much easy to deal with. All you gotta do is bring a blunt weapon, buff it with the opposite element, and go for it. They're very easy. Okay, silence you. And now go for a big chain. I'm gonna stop now because I don't want to skyrocket my risk to inappropriate levels. Okay, when you see 7 chains, to stop. That one's gone. Same treatment for you, sir. Get silenced. Oh, fast, okay. It's fine. We got this. Sorry if I'm not talking a lot during the chains, but see, when I start talking I miss the prompt then. There we go. Okay, we got a chain probably out of that. Yeah, let's get some offensive one now. Raising Gate is very strong. I could use that. Number is somewhat useful. Let's get Raising Gate. I don't know if I explained why Raging Egg is so good, but I'll do it real quick. Reason why it's so good is because it says the effect is you add the 10%, like you do damage equal to 10% of your lost HP. So it's essentially, if you have the more HP you more damage you are, the more damage you do. Oh, we got a cutscene here? Okay. Alright, just an earthquake. But basically it means that you really, even if you do 0 damage with your first hit, it doesn't matter, because maybe you're at half health, you will still do damage. So you can hit enemies that will show like at 0% of damage. Like when you're trying to hit an enemy, and maybe you get like 0%, 0 damage, 0 expected damage, and 0%, you can still Raising Egg. Because if you lost HP, then the game will just look at that. And we get Rending Gale, which is the first break card, I think. Yes, it is the first break card. Let's show it off, might as well. It's what it is. It just gives you range, but I don't really like it. The second break card can inflict poison. I mean, the second break card for this weapon class can inflict poison, so that could be interesting. But poison isn't that great. This is a great camera angle. Well, that's better. Poison is not that great. I mean, it's annoying for you, but not really for the enemies, because it takes forever to go off. Well, we're actually at the boss. If you couldn't believe it, this is the last room. Well, second to last, really, but it's the boss room. This, my friends, is an ogre. And ogres are beast enemies, which I'm trying to actually press square, thank you, and not targeting range. Great, fantastic, now he has the range. I could curse this guy, but really, just generating would be good enough. Should have enough accuracy. I don't really need to debuff his ability. So, we will go ahead and equip our spear. Now, depending on how much accuracy I see now, I may decide to... I'm good, really. The percentages are good enough. So, this guy definitely has a weakness on like the arms and the head. Unfortunately for you, it's the body that you want to hit, because all his other parts are very hard to chain. The body instead doesn't really have high chain defense. So what we can do, because he's weakest to fire, I believe, let's analyze him. Why not? Just to show it off. Might be weakest against fire. Definitely piercing. Okay, missed. I have to try again. Just hold down the L2 button and try again. Let's see. Will it miss again? No. I do remember fire weakness. Ooh, they hit like trucks, however. No, it's not here. Status. Yeah, fire definitely is the weakest affinity they have. Piercing, 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 piercing. Piercing fire. That's where you're gonna go for these guys. So what I could do, this weapon is already fire. I can't really make it more fire. I can't Prostasia. That's the one thing I can do. It'll let me do more damage at least. Yeah, other than that, I think really that's all we can do. I will gain magic on, because it needs some MPs. Other than that, they're not too hard to kill. This one can be a problem, because being the first one and everything, tends to be very resistant. Okay, watch out for these critical hits, because they can hurt. Actually, let me see. Is this weapon instilled with the PPs? Yes, it is. So, oh no, wait. I don't have a Zem because I took it out before. Alright. So I'm not doing fire damage either. Was it on the shield, I believe? Yeah. I was surprised, in fact, I wasn't doing that much damage as I usually do against them. It's because I didn't equip my Salamander Ruby on it. Now it's fire, right? We'll have to Pistachio again, but that's fine. No big deal. Now we should be able to do a lot more. Let's see. Yep. 36 damage. Boom. Oh, this could bite me in the ass. Shit. Okay, what's my hit chance now? 45%. Nope. There's no way. Variable me out of here, please. If he hits me with 52 risk, which he's going to, because he's about to get a turn. Yep. 60 damage, and I was only at 2 risk. See how these guys are dangerous? He's not done for yet. Come on. There it is. And the ogre bosses have the coolest outros. There's gonna be another one. That is also very cool. I see that strength plus 3, please. Yes. So usually, if you see like when the roulette starts, and you see that the one just after the first is a good one, if you smash circle, you should get it. For the most part, anyway. Cure Bob, Elixir Kings. I do have a few elixirs to pop. And Terra Guard, which is the armor, the buff for the armor for the earth defense. And a few elixirs I should use. No battle abilities, thank you. There's gonna be a cutscene too in a minute. Let me pop the elixirs first. See what we get. Then we'll get out of this place. Nice. Big intelligence boost. It's good because then that means I'll take less damage from magic. HP plus 3. Okay, we have a lot of elf right now and kings. Nice. Plus 4. That's it, right? Those are all the elixirs. Alright then. Let's get out of here. Well? What do you see? You find us strange, no? Unnatural is more the word. That thing you do, it... They are formed into 3 groups. They are wounded and increasingly wary of being split apart. They seem less focused than our visitors last night. The soldiers last night were trained elites. These latecomers are mere sellswords. Guildenstern undoubtedly wished to catch us in the Greylands. Yet we proved too cunning a quarry. It is a hollow victory. Our losses are greater than the blades. And they've cut our puppet strings and turned them against us. They will soon hold the surface. We are lost. We have sacrificed much. Yet it need not be in vain, need it, Hardin? How can they control our servants? How? Not all of them can, only a few. Yet we are the masters, are we not? Have we been betrayed by one of our own? I think not. The Cardinal has prepared long for this. 20 years watching, waiting. Think, they struck us just as we were moving on the Duke. They knew our plans, Sydney. Temper, Hardin. You must learn control. We're lost, Sydney, lost. We must leave now, we'll be warming our toes in hell. I said control yourself. I'm telling you, all is well. Trust me, Hardin, all is well. We're friends, you and I. Is that not so, Hardin? Give me your trust, friend. Yes, friends. Take the Inquisitor with you and go ahead. Oh, I don't beat you, Ruff. What will you do? Just going to pay a visit on Guildenstern. Worry not, my friend. Use sigils to lock all you can. It will cost our guests valuable time to unbind them. Sydney. If we are friends, do not compel me so. Never again, Sydney. He intends to die. This way, come. Merlos. What have you done, Sydney? And just like that, this is the last room of the mines. And with that, as you can see by the map, there is a blue plus sign, which means new area. Although it really is an area where we have been to already. There's a save point. We'll actually save and I'll end my recording session real quick, but not before I go over here, because this is a room we've already seen. It is, in fact, the other side of the river, as I will show in a minute. And now it's getting populated by knights. In fact, once you kill the boss of the area, you start getting knights here. It's somewhat annoying, but they also cast spells. Especially the one on the other side of this area. Which is where we need to go, because we desperately need a workshop. We need to repair our damage on the weapons and armor. And that's really it. We maybe do some combinations, I don't know. This guy is annoying because he's a caster and as the strength buff Heracles, which we don't have access to right now. We can debuff him though and really much cancel that buff. So we'll try to... I don't know if I want to do it. Just attack me once. Thank you. And then I will do Degenerate. Nope, Degenerate, please. I'll hit him with a Degenerate, then silence him so he won't be able to cast it again. There you go, cancel it out. No, not that. Need the chain. And... instill. No, instill. Dulling Impact. And I think you're silenced, sorry. Yep. Maybe it's not needed, but I'll do it. Yeah, there you go. Now, there are a bunch of knights also in this following room. However, I can show you something cool. Now, this game, when you attack, I don't know if I mentioned it, but when enemies or you attack, you know, there is a sort of like... there's line of sight, right? So... if there's something in between the attacker and the target, you know, the attack will potentially miss or hit other enemies. Like that. And that guy got a little confusion mark on top of his head, because he's just got hit by his friend. So because he got hit, I'm just gonna heal him. Right? He's probably just gonna retaliate now. Not yet. But if he gets pissed enough, this is a bad spot to do it. Okay, block it. Now let's see if the crossbow guy hits his friend. Yeah? And he's not getting confused again, huh? Yeah, we need another hit. Let's see. Nice, okay. So yeah, all I'm doing is I'm trying to get the crossbow guy to hit the guy with the mace. Okay, got hit. Probably have to heal him again. Let's heal him again. So essentially, what you do, this does, is that if an enemy gets hit by another one, and you heal them, there it is. You get an art icon. You have to do it 2 or 3 times for that to work. But when you get the heart icon on an enemy, they will fight on your side. They will not attack you, and they will... No! No, sir! Jesus! And now I attacked them. Shit. Let me reset these guys. When you get the second heal off, they will join your side. Sometimes you need 3, I don't know what makes them need 3, there you go, now it's 3. Now let's try to not hit him, okay, there you go. And he gets the turn. And this is especially cool when you get, like, this guy just got confused. If I were to heal him, he would probably join my side as well. Let's have, he hit him, now he's gonna hit this guy, and I'm gonna hit, yep, he killed it. So pretty much this guy will now stay my ally until either I reset the room by, you know, by respawning all the enemies and visiting 4 other rooms, or I hit him. And yeah, he won't bother. But the coolest thing is, if this enemy was a caster, he would start using buffs on me. So that's a cool thing you can do. It is completely pointless to do it, it's just for fun. Because, again, doing this, just, you know, getting allies like that is very time consuming and complicated. It can only be really done in a few rooms because these corridors are especially good for it. There's one later on that's even more cramped with 3 enemies, that's even better. And the cool thing, once you get like this guy again, if he hits the other, his previous ally, then I can get him to join my side as well by healing him. Unfortunately, they cannot leave rooms, they will stay there. But again, something you can do. I will never do it again, unless the opportunity presents itself, by just normally playing. Like for example, later there's this room that I said that is very cramped with 3 enemies. And it works pretty much with every enemy in the game, with the exception of undeads, because you cannot really heal them. Because if you try to heal an undead, you'll deal damage. But it should work with pretty much every enemy in the game. I mean, maybe with the exception of bosses, but there's one double boss, but I don't think you can get them to join your side. I don't know. In any case, we're at the workshop. I don't think there's much we can do here. We'll check, but I don't think. We're probably gonna end things off here in just a minute. Repair all my stuff. And I will check if there's something I can combine. Although, again, I don't think there's anything. Shield-wise, we have 2 quad shields which we could combine, but I'll hold off on that. Armor-wise, there's probably some stuff we can do. I did pick up an iron mail sometime, right? Yeah, there it is, the banded mail. Makes a chain mail, which is much better. I still like my wizard robe, but eventually I want to make a better armor. What else? Ring leggings. Nah, no, there's not much else really. Ring sleeve and chain sleeve maybe. Makes a gauntlet that is better. Still bronze, but sure. We'll do that. And blade wise, not much. We only picked up his arm. An extra his arm, so there's not much to do there. In fact, I will probably just disassemble it and move on. Give me the brave art back, thank you. I will keep my earth one, because it will be useful later on. Yep, not much else to do here. Really, we haven't picked up much stuff. See how long this takes. I talked about last time how it's annoying to deal with the container or the storage. No, I don't want to remove, I want to deposit. Yep, store, thank you. And this is the reason, it just takes for fucking ever to access it and to save it. Now keep those shields. We'll never have more than 2 shields. I mean, you hardly reach the maximum of 8 shields anyway. The root necklace can go. We don't need it. Chainmail will stay, the curious can go. Gauntlets and these can all go, because I'm gonna keep the chainmail in case I want to switch out the wizard robe for more physical defense, though I won't think I need it. But just in case. Gems I never need to deposit anything. I will sort the stuff, which is the stuff in my inventory, and I think we are good. Yes, I want to deposit that, and I will save the memory card. And that's where really we're gonna end things off. We made it to the other side of the river, and now it's time to make progress through the town, really. All we can do. We'll see where we get next time. I don't really know. Well, we'll figure it out then. See you all in the next one.